The big B and the bad D.
Yeah, I know. Bet against Dan. Can I just pick who's going to lose instead? I'm really good at that.
Hey, Scott, I got a new strategy. Instead of always bet against Cleveland, always bet against Brandon Whedon.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Week 7 of Big Pick 4, the NFL handicapping shows where the gurus, Big Bad Danny D, and Big Brian B, Break Even Brian, give you the best 4 picks for Sunday's NFL games, to include the Big Danny D guarantee and the Big Brian B guarantee.
Hey, do you got your ice under your computer, Scott?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I didn't forget this week. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, overall, as you can see, we are at a losing record, 10-14, with the team boat anchor, ball and chain, last year's star, Danny, how quickly
he has fallen.
How quickly how quickly and far he is falling.
Yeah, I think the anchor went through the boat, sinking everything.
He tried to climb Mount Everest with no oxygen this time.
Yeah, without a Sherpa either.
No Sherpa.
Yeah,
and he wasn't using the little ropes that they have up there, the little ropes that you can hold on to.
All right.
So week 6, ladies and gentlemen, with the Danny D failing yet again with this guarantee.
Killed. Not just failing, he got killed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. The Vikings got dump trucked.
I do have one comment. I think I told Dan I was going to say this. We always talk about, like, for basically the past few weeks, we haven't really been able to make an excuse. We just flat out suck. But we can make an excuse for the Seahawks game because that was a botched extra point that everybody gets.
No, that was a field goal.
That's like one-on-one.
It was a field goal, to clarify.
Oh, it was a field goal?
It was a field goal. So the kicker had gotten hurt. He got punched in the face making a tackle, and they had needed a safety to be the holder on a field goal. And they had the punter kicking the field goal, both of whom were totally inexperienced in doing such. And the hold was botched, and the guy didn't know what to do, and so they threw his arms up in the air. The ball flew out. Yeah. Jason McCourty of the Titans picks up the ball, runs down the field, and scores a very freak touchdown.
Right. So you take that touchdown away, we would have covered.
And you add the 3 points that Seattle would have gotten.
Yeah.
And that covered.
And that would have covered.
Yeah.
So that definitely, I still think that was a solid pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when you win on a Hail Mary tip-off on the final play of the
that happened once
with everyone in the end zone, you say, "Oh, that was a good pick."
Shut up, Scott. That happened once.
Or then when you lose on a push, you say, "Oh, well, that was a good kick because it was a push." I bet my gut.
I'm taking a mulligan.
Everyone gets a mulligan.
This whole season's a mulligan, so it doesn't count.
That's right. Now the whole. Now my whole life as an NFL handicapper is just a mulligan.
Hey, my first year was pretty good.
When he goes to the pearly gates, do I get a mulligan? St. Peter, do I get a mulligan?
He tells that to the judge. Do I get a mulligan?
And the devil says, "No, welcome to hell. Sports better's hell. Have a special place in hell for people like you. Tell people to pick on the wrong side of games." And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our badge of the week.
Jim Irsay, owner of the Indianapolis Colts and all-around idiot. This guy ripped badly Peyton Manning for not winning more Super Bowls. The only thing the guy did was make Indianapolis a relevant football city, which it wasn't. The Colts were pretty bad since about 1978 when Burt Jones, the old quarterback of the Baltimore Colts, got hurt in a playoff game against the Raiders. And they were pretty much irrelevant until 1998. They left Baltimore, everyone knows, in the middle of the night with the Mayflower vans leaving in, what was it, 1984, I think. And then they sucked some more. They had Don Majkowski there for a few years. They had a good year or two there with Jim Harbaugh. But they were pretty much terrible every year. And then Peyton Manning shows up. And all of a sudden, they make the playoffs 11 times in 13 years. He builds them a new stadium because of his success. Otherwise, that team might have ended up in Los Angeles by now. And the city had a Super Bowl there because of it. All this because of Peyton Manning. And this guy sits there and rips him for having 7 early exits in the playoffs and 11 trips, I think it was. And I guess they're losing around first round 7 times. But the guy took them 2 Super Bowls, and they won 1. What do you want? I mean, I understand the guy's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady, who's been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them. But nobody does that, except for maybe Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw in the history of the league. Even John Elway didn't do that. He lost 3 and won 2. But those 2 were at the very end. And Manning might win 1 with the Broncos now at the end. And then this guy's just whining, and it's needless. It's stupid. And now Manning's coming in there on Sunday, and he's just going to destroy them. And they're supposed to have some pregame ceremony, which originally was supposed to be a nice, touching thing. But now, because of Irsay's comments, he might have ruined the whole thing. And just because the guy's a jerk. And he's bitter, and I really don't understand why. I don't get it at all.
And don't forget you have an honorary badge, remember?
Who, Tom Coughlin?
Yeah, it was Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, the honorary ones, I guess, would be Tom Coughlin and Eli Manning after that Thursday night performance where Eli looked like he just had a good time on the sideline. And Tom Coughlin was talking about his grandkids. And also, in a related note, I'd like to thank my cousin for not chiding me again, like she did 2 weeks ago by sending me a picture of her watching the show and saying I blew my my pick again, even though I probably deserved it. And also an Ed Kuhn update. He once again today, he defended watching Little League Baseball yet again. He's like, you know what you're talking about. Little League Baseball is great. So it came to my attention that he's actually building a house in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. That way he can actually have the kids stay with him at this house during the Little League World Series.
Stay.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's looking at the house, either the Cuban team or the Japanese team. I'm not sure which. We're still getting all the details. I'm not sure how many bedrooms are in this house.
We'll keep you posted.
We'll keep you posted on the new details.
Tell him I know a good IT guy that can wire that thing up for cameras. Best in the biz.
I'm going to make a joke every week until he stops defending watching Little League Baseball.
Well, no, it looks like a ceiling fan, but there's really a camera in there. You can actually, these babies, you can rotate them around. I mean, it's 360 panoramic. I'll hook them up with that. Wow.
Yeah, that's funny.
A purpose-built house for housing Little League boy baseball players.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's right.
Wow. Can you imagine the look on the realtor's face? So what are you looking for in a house, Mr. What's his face?
Kuhn, yeah.
Kuhn. I expect a lot of little boys to be over, so I'd like some bunk rooms.
I need a lot of kids' bedrooms.
Yeah, a lot of kids' bedrooms.
I also need to know where I can buy a lot of stuffed animals.
And I need these trip sensors at the end of the hallway, like Michael Jackson had.
And I need a trap door to a basement.
Oh, man. Oh. I hope Ed's watching.
He doesn't watch the show. I told him.
Hey, we do have a new viewer, Scott. I'd like to say a shout out to Aaron, coworker, who said that he watched last week's show.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for being one of the 8 viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, viewership went down this week. I don't know why. I think the jokes were excellent last week.
The Big Pick 4 Army.
That's right. Hey, we had 40 viewers a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, let's get the Big D going again. I think people were tuning in because they could have won on the Big D last year, but you're letting us down.
Like 80% last year.
Yeah, well, hopefully this week we can get this pick is a good pick, and we'll get the ball rolling this week.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have our first combined pick from Big Danny D. Let's have it.
All right, our first pick this week for Week 7 is Cincinnati versus Detroit. Detroit favored by 1 point, -1. We are taking Detroit in this game. Detroit's coming off a big win at Cleveland last week. Cincinnati's coming off an overtime victory at Buffalo against Thad Lewis, of all people. For some reason, which I can't really explain, their defense plays much better at home than they do on the road. I believe they've got over 20 points in each one of the road games. They just don't play with the same intensity at all, or the same enthusiasm. It really doesn't make any sense since they're the same players, but they don't play well on the road for whatever reason. Detroit has all their people, really, except for maybe Tony Scheffler, Nate Burleson, but Calvin Johnson's back. This Christian Fauria guy showed up last week and caught 3 touchdowns. Still Reggie Bush. There's still plenty of firepower. And it's only 1 point spread, and they're at home. And an important game for them. They're 4-2, and they need to be able to prove that they can win the games at home. And they still have Matthew Stafford, who I trust over Andy Dalton any day of the week. Andy Dalton, he's inconsistent. Because of that, I would take Detroit in this game. I feel like they should be able to cover the spread and win the game. It might be a close game, but 1 point is a very coverable spread.
I think we should let the viewers know that we actually did have another pick, but because we actually had viewers out there, we actually had Miami picked, but they were a 7-point spread yesterday. The spread went up to 9.5, and me and Dan did not feel comfortable with a 9.5 spread that the Dolphins would win.
Yeah, and I feel this spread actually went down a little bit. It was, I think, 2.5, went down to 1. But Calvin Johnson's playing. I don't care if he's not 100%. He's still Calvin Johnson, still a presence on the field, which help open things up for Reggie Bush. And I feel that Detroit can win the game. And even if they win by 3, it doesn't matter. They cover the spread, so it's very coverable.
So lose to the Red Sox on Thursday and beat the Bengals on a Sunday.
What? The Red Sox? Oh, yeah.
Pick your home field Tigers. Well, they no longer play on the same field.
They never did. They did back in the 60s.
Yes, they did. The hell they didn't play at...
In 1975, they did.
The hell they didn't play at Old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, but they built the Silver Dome in, 1978.
That's right. But they used to play on the same field. Thank you.
That was 35 years ago.
You've been schooled, mister. Hey, Mandy wants to make an announcement. Go ahead, Mandy.
We got a new cat.
Yay,
very nice.
Name? What's its name?
This is Warrior. Now we have 4 cats. We found him outside.
Cool.
You get him
All
checked,
right, Scott.
you get him checked out?
Not yet. He ran away when we got him checked out. And
I tried to have him checked out, and he ran away from Mandy, and he was gone for 2 days, and I had to track him down again.
4 cats. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Well, good luck with all those cats. Good luck buying kitty litter.
Scott's like one of those old ladies with all the cats.
She probably throws them at door-to-door salesmen when they show up. They have a cat launcher in the back.
Okay, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our second combined pick from Big Brian B.
The second combined pick for Week 7, we're going to take Kansas City -6.5. Houston is traveling to Kansas City. Kansas City has the 3rd overall rated defense in the NFL. I think they're also first or second in cause turnovers.
First in sacks, and points allowed. They're one of the top teams.
And Houston is going to be having, I think Yates is going to
Casey Keenum is
Casey
making his
Keenum
first NFL start.
Making first, and you know how we are. Since the show began, I think we've only lost 1 time to a rookie starting quarterback. So we could. Hey, Scott, you might want to play the love train. Riding the love train, baby. The rookie quarterbacks
Yeah, Kansas City.
Picking against
No,
those.
don't look. Let me do.
Oh,
produce the show.
give it a.
I have the love
And,
train.
Yo,
reserved
give it a
for
rest, Mr.
better
Producer.
reason.
Get outta
and
here.
Brian's going
Can't
with
use it twice in the same show.
and Brian is going with his secret love, with his secret love, Andy Reid, who he misses so much.
Yes.
You know, he thinks about him every night,
do.
and he's going. That's why he's picking this pick. He loves Big Red.
So I mean,
Oh wait, I wanted to mention that Brian is picking a rookie quarterback.
actually, Scott, you should chirp yourself because you were the one who pointed out the rookie quarterback thing. So go F yourself.
I told you not to be stupid, you moron.
I don't even really need to do much analysis. Basically, just the fact that Kansas City's defense is so good. Offense, they don't turn the ball over. They're efficient. And 6.5 is a little high, but they're at home. Kansas City plays really well at home.
That's a great spread. I think it's a little low.
Keenan is rookie quarterback.
I'm surprised this spread isn't 10, actually. Just because Kansas City's defense is so good, and they're starting a guy in this first game ever in the NFL. I'm really shocked that the spread's that low, actually. And
so
plus,
get on it now. That's a good point.
Plus,
That's a good
Brian
point.
loves Andy Reid's mustache.
I do. Yo, and that's a good point, Dan. For all you viewers out there, go now because tomorrow could change to 8, 9.
Yeah, because Kubiak just announced this afternoon who the starting quarterback was.
Hot tip for Aaron and your cousin.
That's right.
What's your cousin's name?
She's not going to bet on the football game.
No, the gambling guy.
That's her boyfriend,
Yeah, what's his name?
Nate.
Nate. That's a tip for you, Nate.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to point out
Smarter than both
that
of us.
as one of the combined genius handicapping picks, Brian has decided to pick a rookie quarterback.
No, I'm picking against the rookie
He's
quarterback.
thinking against one.
You're an idiot. Against
That's
the
what I
rookie
meant.
quarterback.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, right. Get out of here. You and your sound effects. I got one for you.
He's picking against a rookie quarterback, ladies and gentlemen.
Boo.
There you have it. Your two combined picks. The Detroit Lions at home and the Chefs at home. These Andy Reid lovers here. After they wanted to ride him out of town on a horse, all of a sudden we're in love with Andy Reid. So Brian's gone from pacing around Dan's apartment, kicking the corner, because Andy Reid didn't flow the red flag. Now we're going to bet on him every chance we get.
Is this our first time?
Yeah, I think first time you bet
I think
with the
it's the first time we
Chiefs.
bet with the Chiefs this year.
You probably
No,
should
it's
go
not. You
more
bet
often.
on the Chefs this season once prior to this. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think you might have won that one too, actually.
No, yeah, they cover a lot. They just score touchdowns late in games. They get turnovers and they score
they run
late.
the ball and then they score when they were running the ball out.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now a word from our sponsor.
Relax. I'll have this all cleaned up. I'll make you a nice dinner.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, baby.
What are you looking at? Get in here. Scrub it! I am! Get in here.
What to, buddy? I just all
2 cups flour. Stir! Don't speak! Faster! Stir!
started up a fight. Wow. You like? I slaved all day.
How many cats do you have, Dan?
0. No animals. No cats, dogs, fish, crabs.
Brian has rats, but he can't pet them because they're too quick.
He has rats, mice, cockroaches, amoebas, paramecium.
That's right.
Let's go do the black light test in Brian's room. See how that
right.
works.
The EPA is come over here next week to clean it up.
All right, enough dirty apartment jokes.
Enough dirty apart. They never get old, though.
No, they do get old. Yeah, they
You
get
know,
old.
there were hazmat teams there last week.
Dirty apartment
There's this
jokes.
yellow glow coming out, and the township was afraid of what was going on. So, but they just found out that it's just like the dust it's off the TV light.
Hey, Scott, is that email, that girl that you were hitting on that one night? How's that working out for you? Did she ever email you? Yeah?
Yeah, I think she put up a misconnection on Craigslist. I saw that under misconnections on Craigslist, but I blew it off. She's never gotten over me.
Nice.
Because the tagline on it was, "Where are you?" And I was like, maybe that's that chick from the bar
Yeah, right.
back in South Philly. And she's like, "I saw you that night, and now I've lost contact with you
Yeah,
because
right.
your cell phone number changed." Yeah, hell yeah, that was her. Hell yeah, it was.
Yeah, right. I'll email you.
Yeah, I blew it off, though. I blew
She
it
didn't
off.
even she didn't even say she would call Scott. That's how much she wanted to get rid of Scott. Yeah, I'll email you.
That's right, baby.
Well, maybe she did.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have our first guarantee. You know what? Are we going to have a comeback from the big Danny D? What's the prediction here?
Yeah, I hope so. Otherwise, I'll just take a mulligan if it doesn't work out.
That's right. Everybody gets a mulligan.
That's right.
I just went with my gut.
That's right. I get a gut mulligan. So from here on out, they're all mulligans. If I'm right, if I'm wrong, rather, it's all mulligan.
No, we need some type of a challenge. If Dan doesn't have a winning record on his guarantee, he has to shave his head.
Yes. I'm in. I'm all in, baby.
No,
Yes.
I'm not going with
Okay.
with the Brian
You have to
Horseshoe
grow
look.
a mullet. You have to grow a mullet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah. Dan's gonna grow a mullet.
Achy breaky heart.
Yo, we could have the mullet watch on the show. The DNK mullet
That's right.
watch. Mullet watch.
Yep. Dan's gonna grow a mullet if he doesn't have a winning record on his guarantee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to include playoffs.
Don't touch my heart, my achy breaky heart.
And he has to sing
I
a Billy Ray
just don't
Cyrus
think
song.
you'd understand.
That's not Billy Ray Cyrus. He didn't sing that song.
Yeah, he did.
No, he did have somebody else, wasn't it?
It was Billy Ray
I
Cyrus.
had
That
a
was only like
when I
hit-
was and back in 1992, I think it was. Went to camp, and we had a camp bus driver. She listened to that song every day in the van on the way to camp.
Yeah, it was also Billy Ray Cyrus.
Whatever.
Who'd you think it was, Miley Cyrus?
I don't know. She's crazy too.
That was Billy Ray, boy. All right,
Is that enough of a country music lesson for today?
that's right. Let's have our first winning guarantee from Big Danny D.
All right. My guaranteed loser this week is Denver -6 at Indianapolis. To piggyback on my Badge of the Week, Jim Irsay, I think Peyton Manning is going to be really fired up for this game. He's going to want to shove a ball right down their throat on Sunday.
We're on the love train, baby.
I mean, Champ Bailey played his first game of the season last week. He should be in better shape this week. Von Miller finally comes back from his steroid suspension, so they get their cheater back. It should help on the pass rush. But I just think Peyton is going to play a great game. He's going to want to show Jim Irsay exactly what he got rid of, and I believe he's going to put up a lot of points in this game. And I think his whole offense is going to be behind him, the whole team. I think they're going to go out there and try to prove, they really stick it to Irsay and all of his shenanigans. Indianapolis is not a bad team, but I just don't think they can get into some shootout with the Broncos. No, I don't think anybody really can. I know Dallas did, but they have more weapons than Indianapolis does. Indianapolis running game is a joke. I have Trent Richardson on my fantasy team. He's been awful. He got like 10 or 12 carries last game for 40 yards. That really doesn't cut it. He's pretty bad. Indianapolis tries to run the ball and control everything, but I just don't think that's going to work. It doesn't matter. I think Peyton can still get down the field within 2 minutes to score a touchdown. I don't think they can stop them. They lost a linebacker last week. I think his name is Freeman. I forget his first name. But he's probably one of the better players, and I don't know if he's going to play. But I just really think Denver can win by a touchdown in this game, maybe even 10, 15, 14 points. I really believe Peyton's really going to play really well and come out firing. just to show Jim Irsay, look, you got rid of me. Look what I'm doing now. I'm 7-0 and have my team on track to try to get to the Super Bowl. So go with Denver this week.
I would just like to point out that this is where the extra analysis comes to the viewers, where most gamblers and shows like this don't talk about emotion. So we give you a little extra, folks. We talk about emotion. We throw that in there because emotion does come in.
And remember, I get a mulligan.
Are you going to throw that in every week?
Yes. My gut says I get a mulligan.
This is the bonus, actually.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, emotion is a big part of football. And in that first half.
Never mind.
What the hell is that?
No idea.
But I'd go with Denver here. I just really believe they want to come out and smoke that team for Peyton, and he's going to have a good game. He didn't play well against Jacksonville. I think they're kind of upset about that, and they're going to come out and play really hard and really well. And Von Miller will help the defense. Get a better pass rush that just hasn't existed the past couple weeks.
I would.
And Andrew Luck played like crap last week, right?
Yeah, he was terrible. His receivers didn't play very well either. He threw several catchable passes that were dropped by his receivers. So they didn't help him. But no, he didn't play that great. And San Diego really did a nice job. They had the ball for 38 minutes in that game. They really played ball control and kept Luck off the field. I just think Luck might be forced into some mistakes because Denver's going to be able to score so much that he's going to have some problems. I just don't think they have the firepower to stick with a team like Denver. They're more of a team that has to play within a controlled type of game. That's a close game. Otherwise, I think they have some issues.
Before I go on to my big B pick, I'd just like to make a quick announcement. On this show, we're like anybody. We like to make money. At the end of the year, when Dan has to have his mullet, I will be selling I Love Dan Kaiserman mullet T-shirts on this show. That is just a quick
old T-shirt idea from years ago that Brian's bringing it back. He's going to sell T-shirts again. Let's see how that pans out.
I Love Dan Kaiserman mullet T-shirts, yes, they will be available for about $10.
Yeah, let's see if Brian can actually get the T-shirts and then find someone to make them. Who's too busy sleeping. As Scott has pointed out many times, Brian does not like to do anything productive whatsoever at all on any day that ends with a Y.
That's right. That's Brian's motto. Always giving back. Always giving back. Selfless service.
Wow, Brian has a motto.
That's right. His motto is, I work for food. And beer. Well, beer is food, so that was a subcategory of the food family. I don't want to be redundant.
Are you ready for my pick?
So we are ready for the big Brian B guarantee week 7. Let's have it. You're at 500, right?
Yeah. The big B for week 7. Take Chicago -1. They're playing at Washington. Washington's defense is terrible. Chicago doesn't have a great defense, but they are good at causing turnovers. They have good special teams. RG3 did look better running. His mobility was better, but as Dan pointed out, I think he was like 9 for 25 or something.
He was like 16 for 35.
Yeah, his percentage
are all going up and away.
He was under 50%. He didn't look accurate. He was uncomfortable in the pocket.
His legs. He still doesn't have his legs. He's afraid to throw the ball and play it on his back leg.
And Cutler, I think he's actually had much as I hate Cutler, I think he's had a pretty decent year. And Alshon Jeffries has been coming on.
And Brandon Marshall has played well.
Yeah.
Martellus Bennett has played really well for them too.
I think it could be Chicago win by 4 or 5 points. It could be something like 24-20 or something like that. Because it's at home, I think Washington will keep it close.
27-17 Bears.
Anyway, for all those reasons,
you notice how Brian won't say Redskins? He will only refer to them as Washington.
Yeah.
Because of his sensitivity to the Native Americans. That's right.
That's right.
He will only refer to this team, folks, as Washington. Do you notice how he is saying the Bears and Washington?
Good
Yes.
for him. He might be a
Yes.
brute, but
That's right.
I'm
That's because of his
Thank
sensitivity.
you. Yes, I am politically correct. We are politically correct on this show. Yes, Dan's little cousins they watched. They're about 10 years old, right?
they're 20s.
No, didn't you say you had like little? Because remember when I
No.
cursed you? You yelled at me.
No, I'm saying.
Whatever. Or then I can say fuck then. Fuck, motherfucker,
No.
fuck.
Brian has limited language skills. He took the short bus to school by himself.
One of our
Special
local
short bus.
Tampa geniuses, they said that who the heck's the owner of the Skins? Dan, what's his face?
Snyder.
They said, well, he should name if he likes to quote honor people from other cultures, being that he's Jewish, he should name them like the Israelites or something.
Yeah, everyone would be in his face if they did that.
Because he's honoring the Native Americans, right, by calling his team the Redskins. Right?
He's an idiot. He keeps putting his foot in his mouth whenever he makes a statement about this, instead of trying to be a little more politically creative with his comments. And he just does a bad job. He's a bad PR department. It makes him look like a hate monger.
So at least we're on the right side of the Redskins picks
Yes.
for once.
I actually
Yes.
mentioned that earlier when we were downstairs to Dan
Yeah.
that we need to avoid the
I
Redskins.
mean, to pick against the Redskins and the Bengals.
Yes, and
What?
the Bengals always burn us.
Yeah.
The Redskins always burn us. The Browns burn us the other way. a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Well, we picked twice against the Browns. and
That's
won.
true. We did.
So that worked out well.
So, ladies, so you were picking the Bears or the Skins? What was your pick again?
Bears.
Bears.
A team that is known as the Bears.
The Bears. It's not in the game of golf. Are we talking regular
That was
size
me.
dicka? Or are we talking mini dicka? Mini dicka by a stroke.
Cricket that, please.
No, that was worthy. That was pretty good, Ditka.
Thank you.
He's here all some weeks.
That's right. He'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. Tip the waitresses. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have your picks are in the book. The two guarantees. Dan jumped on. You could have. I really don't know why you didn't jump on the underdog with the Broncos last week. You could have jumped off the love train for a week. They were nowhere close to covering that spread. The historic, let's put it a historically high NFL spread. Should we go with the underdog on that? Probably. Yeah.
Well, I thought
This ain't college football, folks.
Well, I thought about doing that for my big B, but I still won though. So I thought about doing that with my big B.
Supposedly, right before the game, there was major movement in Vegas, all in Jacksonville in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people wanted to make money.
Yeah. Well, we want to
So
have
you're
fun.
That's right.
Yeah, we like to live on the edge. we like to go into the Sunday night game not knowing if we're going to break 500. That's how we roll.
That's right.
That's right, damn it.
That's where we like it.
Let's stay up till 11:30 p.m. Eastern time to see if we're going to break 500.
We're an awesome show.
That's right.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
10 and 14, baby.
I can't believe we don't have more viewers.
I know, they're missing such great entertainment. That's half the fun.
So we will now have our Week 7 man violation from the chief violator himself, Big Brian B.
Good one. Actually, I'm going to give a shout out before I do the man violation. This is coming from a coworker, Stuart Wolf, who volunteered this one. The man violation for Week 7. Stuart Wolf said that a bunch of his guys, they get together and they watch the Eagles games, and it's always guys, it's 4 or 5 guys. But last week, one of the guys...
It wasn't last week, it was some time ago. I don't know when.
Okay. Well, a week or two, whatever.
No, it was like last season. It doesn't matter, but it wasn't this year.
You have to interrupt now. You're killing it. All right. Anyway, so at some point in time, one of the guys brought his girlfriend, and the entire time all she did was nag and complain, and the guys had trouble watching the game. So that is your Week 7 violation. I also have an honorary mention. Ed Kuhn is an honorary man violator because he gave me the worst advice ever, and I am 1-5 in my fantasy football season, and it's all Ed Kuhn's fault. He told me not to take Peyton Manning, and thank you again, Ed Kuhn, and you owe me $60 for the entry fee. Thank you.
Which he of course hasn't paid yet. Go figure. He was gonna pay it out of his winnings, right?
Yeah.
That's how the O'Harans do it, man.
That's right. Yeah. Brian just paid for baseball. We had our draft in March. He just paid in October for baseball.
But he paid it out of his winnings, right?
No.
Oh, yeah. Right. He finished 4th.
Yeah.
Which gets you nothing.
Actually, this
I'm sure he had the Washington Nationals going all the way to the pennant, right?
that's right.
Yeah, right. His Nationals.
Actually, this year we do have third place gets their money back, right?
That's for football.
Yeah, for football.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about baseball.
Well, I'm just talking about football.
Yeah, third place gets money back. That's correct.
Second place gets like 200 or something.
I don't know.
All right. So we will now have the recap. Week 7 NFL. Big Pick 4. Let me see if I can bring up the recap. I have to figure out who this week's sponsor will be.
It's not your 30-ounce can.
Yeah, what was that weird beer? That woman. That was weird.
Oh, what was it? I forget.
Some Central Pennsylvania beer. I forget. Some lady
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
in a bikini.
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was really good. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're picking all favorites this week. No cover greater than a touchdown and a hook. No cover greater than a PAT plus touchdown. We're split on both of the guarantees or on away teams. Both of the straight up regular picks are home teams. Any final comments from the gurus?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I think this might be one of the first times we've picked the Bears.
I think it's the first time I picked the Bears. I mean, I honestly would pick them last week. I don't know what the spread was against the Giants because the Giants are so horrible. I think we finally learned a lesson here with picking Cincinnati.
And the Redskins.
Yeah, and Washington.
We're never picking the Redskins again.
And the Texans have been so
They're a
horrible.
mess.
The Texans have been so bad. Just so bad. And they're starting a brand new quarterback against the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Who they're going to eat him alive. They had 10 sacks last week against Terrell Pryor, who has somewhat of a clue. This guy has nothing. He's going to get his ass kicked. So,
My only other comment, too, folks, is if we go 4 for 4, we'll be at 500.
and if I
Yes.
lose, I take a mulligan.
But you still are one win or one loss closer to the mullet.
And he will have a mullet
Yes.
Yeah.
at the end of the season if he does not break 500, folks.
Yes.
And if I do break 500, Brian has to try to grow hair again.
Oh, yeah, we got to have a counter to that.
No, that doesn't involve me. I'm out of this.
Brian has to paint a face
man.
on his gut and then wear one of those big hats on top and dance around the street. During the New Year's Day parade.
No, Brian has to get a Big Pick 4 tattoo if you break 500.
Right on his face.
On my neck.
No, right on your face. Big pick with the 4 around your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think also I should mention to our viewers, I just recently learned that if you want to see our show and you go on YouTube, it's not Big Pick 4 the number. You actually have to spell out 4. Because I had trouble. I just want to let the viewers know that I did the Big Pick 4 with the number and I couldn't find the show. So make sure that you do Big Pick 4 and the last 4 digits.
See, that message is kind of dumb because they don't want to be watching the show in order to get that message.
Well, listen, folks. Big Pick number 4 was taken on YouTube, so all you have to do is go to bigpicknumber4.com, and the YouTube link is right there, genius.
I'm saying if you just
Why wouldn't
wait,
they
no,
just go to the
Wait a
website?
minute. The whole point is someone would have already be watching the show in order to see this message. So I don't really understand the point of this message at all.
Brian was the only one that was confused.
Yeah,
Nobody else.
No. I'm not confused because I have a Yahoo app on my phone. It's got nothing to do with going to BigPick4.com website. It's like people who have Yahoo or YouTube apps on their phone. You click on YouTube, and if you do Big Pick 4, none of the shows come up. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying if they're watching this, they're already watching the show. They obviously found it to watch it. Why the hell do they need this ridiculous message?
Whatever. Fuck.
If
Whatever, dude.
Oh my
someone's
god!
watching the show, then obviously they found it.
I mean, it's like Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. I mean, this is ridiculous. What are you, George Bush?
Whatever. I'm trying to help out here.
Yeah, it's like the crime dog, right?
McGruff. Yeah.
McGruff. Hello.
Hey, Dad.
Hi.
I'm going to be spending the night at Riley's house, okay?
You are.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have to say score with Big Pick 4.
What?
You have to say score with Big Pick 4.
Why?
Because we're doing our show now.
Score with Big Pick 4.